How y'all doing? This is Robert Burnham, aka Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91, and this time I'm reviewing Flash Reviews Wednesday Season 4, Episode 1, and this is the season premiere. What happened on this week's episode is the Flash is still in the Speed Force, and Kid Flash and the rest of Team Flash has been protecting Central City for the 6 months he's been in there. And at the beginning of the episode, Kid Flash and Bob is going after Peekaboo, and she is robbing a bank, and they're trying to catch her. And Iris is behind the computer telling them what they need to do and stuff, and she figures out that Peekaboo's transporting to 3 buildings down every time she transports. So Bob goes to where she's going to transport and catches her, and they are able to catch her and stop her and put her in jail with the help of Joe West and the police. And after this, the Samuroid shows up. The Samuroid is an android created by the Thinker, and in the comics, these Samuroids are kind of the henchmen of the Thinker or something like that, or their own thing in the comics. I really ain't 100% sure. But anyway, the Samuroid says either Flash shows up to fight me or I'm destroying Central City. So Cisco's trying to bring Flash back, and he gets the help of Caitlin, and Iris doesn't want to do this because Iris is still kind of off about this because she's still feeling the effects of Barry leaving the first time, and she doesn't want to do this. And Cisco gets Caitlin's help, and they make this device where they can trick the Speed Force into thinking that the Flash is in there when he really ain't. And we try this device using the Speed Force cannon, and at first it looks like it doesn't work, but the Speed Force opens up and Barry runs out of it 300 miles away. And then Joe gets a call that Barry's back, and when they see Barry, he's all got all scrambled up, so he's talking in different ways, and he's writing these symbols, and Caitlin either thinks it's something that could be temporary or it could be dementia, but she doesn't know. So they're trying to figure out how to help Barry, and Barry keeps writing these symbols on the walls, and Steve keeps talking mismatched, and his Samuroid shows up again, and Kid Flash gets in Barry's old suit to fight the Samurai and the Samuroid defeats Kid Flash and says if Flash doesn't show up come nightfall, I'm destroying the city, and he flies off again. Well, they're trying to get Barry back to the way he was, and the only way to do this is Iris goes to the Samuroid when he shows back up and says, take me, the Flash will come for me, and the Samuroid says, why do you think that? And Iris says, because I believe. And the Samuroid takes Iris, so Joe is pleading to Barry, go save Iris, she's in trouble, she will die. And then something snaps in Barry's head, and he goes after Iris and the Samuroid, and they're running through these wind turbines, and the Samuroid's cutting down all these turbines, and Flash is dodging them, and he jumps up and cuts the Samuroid's wings off and saves Iris, and the Samuroid hits into one of these wind turbines and falls to the ground. And Barry takes his mask off, and come to show it's just an android. And who made these androids is the mechanic and the Thinker, and we see the mechanic and the Thinker at the end of the episode, and this is the Thinker's whole plan to get Barry back to Central City, and we'll find out what that pertains to. That's all that happened on this week's episode. My question for y'all is, what do you think the Thinker has planned for Barry? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. This is also just another episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.